Hello, whoever is watching this video, welcome. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to change pivot point of a mesh in Unity using code, basically writing a logic. So let's start. Before start, let me tell you some prerequisite. You must know what vertices are, what triangles are in a mesh. So there are other things also in a mesh, but we only need those two concepts to basically understand how a mesh works and how to change the pivot of a mesh. So let's start. For this video, I have created a demo uh, triangle uh, m- that is a mesh, basically triangular mesh, and uh, I have another cube. So we will start with the triangle and then we will change the vertices pivot point of this mesh, basically cubic mesh, that is cube. So right now you can see the pivot is at the center of the cube. Okay. um, so we will change it to somewhere whatever you want, wherever you want, basically. So let's first start with the demo that will help you understand the concept of pivoting. So how generally how uh, mesh filter works is there are it takes a mesh and tell the renderer how to run what are the points in the mesh and how to create a triangle out of that, and then the triangle is getting rendered out of that. So for that I have created a triangular mesh, basically simple triangular mesh. I have written a script create simple mesh that will generate a triangle. So for that I created a triangle mesh. You can see here. Let me just change the material also. It's not necessary. But yeah, that's so that it looks good. Okay. So yeah, now you can see there's a triangular mesh. So there we have 3 points in the triangular mesh. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1 comma, sorry, 0 comma 0 comma 1 and 1 comma 0 comma 0, the third point. So you can see these three are first 0. This one you can see the rectangular bars, all of them are of single unit. So yeah, okay. Now let's look into the code how this works. So for that I have written I have created a mesh, empty mesh. I have generated an array of vectors. So basically there are three vectors: 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, and 1, 0, 0, and the triangles that are going, that tells the which vertices to consider to create a basically face. So how this works is we have 3 points and we have a triangle list. So it tells the mesh filter that 0 is the first index of our mesh, that first vertices of our mesh. One is the second vertices and two is the third vertices, and it creates uh, clockwise. It goes to the clockwise and create a mesh in that direction. So you will understand know what that direction means. So if I run this code, you see there's a first 0 comma 0 comma 0, then 1 in z direction 0 comma 0 comma 1, and then in x direction 1 comma 0 comma 0. If you see it from below, you can see it clearly. Okay. So yeah, now what if we change the points? What's gonna happen? So let's do one thing. We add 1, y equals to 1 in all the direction, all the triangles. Okay. So there's a plus sign there. Yeah, and there's a plus sign also here. So now if I check again, you can see the pivot, the game object is at 0 comma 0 comma 0, but all of the triangles has been shifted, all of the points has been shifted in upward direction, that is 1 unit above. So all I did was adding 1 in y direction. If I do other, if I add x direction in all the vertices, it all of them will get shifted towards x also. So let's say if I add x in one in x also, it will get shifted one unit rightward. So here it will be here. So let's check that out and then we will proceed. So yeah, okay, let's continue and let's add. Okay, one in x in all the vertices. Okay, so if I run the code again, you can see all of them has shifted to the rightward. If I move it one unit down. So basically what happened was whatever coordinates I add, all of the vertices shift in that direction. What if we add random numbers in all this? Let's say we don't add uh, add one unit in x direction in second vertices. So let's see how that works. It will basically generate a mesh that has the same vertices as the earlier one in that is at index 2. So let's check that out. it's it created a mesh, but the second vertices it all was what where that it was. So it will take this first vertices, then second vertices, then third vertices, and then clockwise it will generate a mesh. You can see that. So yeah, so so if we add the same vector value in all direction, they basically all shift in a particular direction. You can see that, right? So if we add 0, they won't shift. If we add 1, all of them shift in x direction. If we add in z, they all will get shifted in z direction also. So let's see how that works, and then we will proceed to our final. You can see all of them shifted in z also in the blue axis direction. Okay, yeah. So far we have learned that there's there are vertices in a mesh and there are triangles. Vertices save the uh, vertex information of the mesh, so points that are there, and triangle saves the index how to generate that mesh, which points to consider to generate the mesh and which direction. If we change the value, the mesh will generate at random. So for that, let's see. So let's see. We have three more. So we only need one more vertex. For that, I need a comma here. Okay, so to generate a fourth vertex, so if we want to generate one more, we only need one point outside, so opposite of this. So basically we need 1 comma 1 in x and in z, basically 1 comma 0 comma 1. So let's see how that works. 1 comma 0 comma 1. Okay, and let's paste this and comment out. Okay, this, this, okay, fine. So yeah, now we have only told to create one triangle. We need four triangles. So for that, we will tell the mesh that our second set of triangles is 0 comma 0 comma 1, 1 comma 0 comma 0, and then the third one. Okay, so we have index number 1, then index number 2, then index number 3. Okay, so if we run the code now in the Unity, you can see it's a rectangle. So we have added 1 comma 1 comma 1 here. So we have told first vertex is this one 0 comma 0 comma 0, second vertex is this one 0 comma 0 comma 1, and third vertex is 1 comma 0 comma 0. And we added one more vertex is 1 comma 0 comma 1, and we told that first for the second triangle first vertex is this one, second vertex is this one, the third vertex is this one, if you see the code. Okay, so we have generated rectangular mesh. Now if we add the same value in all of those, same thing will happen again, right? So let's check that out and see how this behaves now. So all of them got shifted in one unit in y, one unit in x, and one unit in z also, because we have added 1 comma 1 comma 1 and then 1 0 comma 1 comma 0. Basically we can write 1 comma 1 comma 1 if we merge those two. Okay, so yeah, that's all for to that's all we need to change the vertices of of a mesh. So let's start with our cube. Okay, so our cube is this one. We have vertices. So for this cube, let's see how that work, how the mesh is created. So if we see this, it's at the center, and there are 8 vertices. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, so there are total 8 vertices in. Now if let's say we have an empty code here, and at runtime, so yeah, we have 8 vertices. So if we want to shift the pivot of this uh, queue, what we can do is same thing we did with the mesh we have created at runtime. We only need to change all the shift all the vertices in whatever direction we want. So yeah, let's do that and check what happens. So I have created an empty script here. Let's attach this. Let's get the component mesh m is equals to get component from the game object that I have attached this script to. We need mesh filter dot mesh. Okay, so we got the mesh. Now what we do is we will take an array of vertices that will be the vertices of the mesh, the pivot of the mesh that we wanted to shift. So m dot vertices. Now what what is our goal? We want to change the pivot of this mesh. So suppose we want to shift all the points towards the right, towards the direction of z. Okay, so what we will do, add z in that direction. So we can write a loop for each, we can use for each or for, okay, we will use for each loop, or we can use for while loop or whatever. Whatever is easy for each is easier right now for me. For each vector 3v in vertices v is equals to v plus new vector 3. We wanted to shift it in 1 unit towards the z direction. So 0 comma 0 comma 1. Okay, let's, we can't do it in for each loop, so we will do it in for, we can, okay, int v is equals to vertices, that will create confusion, int k is equals to 0, k less than vertices dot length k plus plus. Okay, so yeah, what, sorry, vertices, sorry for the wrong spelling. K is equals to plus, yeah. So we have added one in each direction, one in z direction. And now we will assign m dot vertices is equals to vertices m dot, okay, that will work, that's enough. So now what we did, we added one unit z in z direction with all the vertices. And you can see all of them are shifted towards the z direction. Similarly, you can do whatever you want in this loop. You want to shift in any direction you want. So that's all how you change the vertices of a mesh. So if you want, you can download a model and you can try it out on that. Fine. Now if you want, there are more to it. We can discuss it over in some other video. We will I can teach you how to shift in whatever direction. So you know how it works in Maya. You can do that also. So you click at a point and all the vertices will pivot will get shifted to that direction. So yeah, we will discuss this in next video. For till then, goodbye.